is Las Vegas Vantage with your host, Rocky Dickerson.
Hi, welcome to Las Vegas Vantage. I'm Rocky Dickerson with Realty One Group. Here on Las Vegas Vantage, we do talk about the real estate in Las Vegas, but more importantly, we get into the community of Las Vegas and the people that make this community a great place to live. Today, we have a very special guest with us. We have Mark Whelchel of Renewing Life Center. Mark, thank you so much for being with us today, sir.
Rocky, it's great to be with you. Thanks for inviting me and having me with you this morning. Looking forward to it. You bet.
So for those folks that may not be familiar with your center, of course, you've been in Las Vegas here now since what, I think 81?
Yes, been here 40 some years in the desert. Yes.
Okay. And I know you've been affiliated with a couple of the major churches here in Las Vegas, but tell us about the Renewing Life Center. What is it in a nutshell that you do there?
Sure. The Renewing Life Center is a nonprofit Christian counseling center, and we've been around since about 2005. We see lots of folks here coming in for counseling, be it individual or family or marital counseling. I have a team of counselors here that are here to help.
And something that caught me by surprise as I looked up some information, you guys also do series of classes there as well. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We try to have helpful classes as a reach out to our community. We do typically most years we'll do a couple classes on marriage, a class on parenting, one on depression or anxiety. So try to, bring in different things that could be helpful to our community.
Extremely helpful, that's for sure. I know that personally, I actually went to your center back in 2018. I was actually dealing with a little bit of PTSD, having served as a chaplain in the aftermath of the October 1st, as well as the breakup of a marriage, and found it very helpful. Yeah. Now, when it comes to that, I know personally I don't have a challenge with this, but do you still see any stigma of people avoiding therapy because they're afraid of what people may think?
Honestly, a lot less these days. I think there was a stigma to counseling some time ago, and I think, these days, most people feel pretty comfortable. I mean, we get people who come in just for a checkup or, people coming in because of significant things that are happening in their life. And many are very proud to say, I go to a counselor and it's helped me. And so
I agree personally. I think that if you don't need counseling, then I would like to see you walk on water.
Right. we all need it, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. So what are the main reasons that you see people come into your center for counseling?
Probably, like, if I were to kind of rank them, the majority are probably coming in for marriage or family relationship issues. So that would be probably one of the top. And then following that would be people struggling with depression, people who have some significant anxiety and or panic attacks, and then, more like purpose of life, transition, grief. So those are some of the main things that we see literally every day.
Gotcha. Do you have a particular target audience?
We do. There's lots of counseling centers in Las Vegas and lots of folks doing really good work. So we've made a niche of looking to try to help people who have Christian faith. So we've reached out to lots of the churches in the Valley, which is kind of my background. I previously was a pastor. So we've reached out to lots of churches to help them understand that we try to do counseling here from a biblical worldview. And so that's kind of our target audience. Now, certainly, we want to help people of all faith, no faith, but we do have that as kind of a niche or a target audience.
Well, sure, that's very important. And as we're looking at the beginning of the year, a lot of people start to think in their mind about, okay, I want this year to be better than last year. So how does having a healthy, balanced life, how does that matter to our emotional health, and how can that make a difference in our coming year?
Yeah. Well, I think, everything's connected. So our emotions, our physical health, our thoughts, our cognitive health, it's all connected. And so, having that more of a balanced life where, we're having a chance to exercise, having a chance to clear our mind and to feed our mind with good things and have healthy relationships. It all connects together to have a life of purpose and meaning and ultimately a life of joy.
There you go. So how do you help people that are struggling in their marriages?
So, in terms of helping marriages, one of the first places I start is to try to help people understand that their marriage is what they are creating it to be. So it's not just, well, I have a good marriage or I have a bad marriage. It's like you're creating it. And so research gives us really good background into what are the kinds of things that help a marriage be strong. And so we look at that. I try to do a good marriage assessment, looking at here's all the ingredients of a good marriage. Where are you lacking? What needs to be strengthened? What needs to be changed? And so from a good assessment, we look at what are the areas of change, and then to me, the therapy is just trying to give good tools to help them incorporate that into their marriage and make their marriage more the way they want it to be.
That's great. Well, I know that lately, let's face it, the world has become a little bit more divisive. The world has become a little bit more focused on elements of fear. How do you go about helping folks dealing with anxiety or even panic attacks?
Yeah. So with anxiety, there's so much happening physiologically and brain chemical wise as well with anxiety and panic. And so we're trying to give them practices that would help them really change the brain chemical balance in their brain. So things like quietness, meditation, being able to do progressive relaxation type techniques help a lot with anxiety, helping with the thoughts, the anxious thoughts, trying to reprogram both thoughts and actions help. Amazingly, just doing really good cardio exercise helps with anxiety. And then another piece of overcoming anxiety is really it's putting yourself in situations that have caused anxiety in the past, just slowly reintroducing those back into your life along with the new tools that you have so that it reduces the fear of those activities or whatever it was that brought the anxiety to you before.
Sure. And of course, as we're talking about things like the brain chemicals and such, it reminds me, I know I've had a few friends locally that have really had struggles with depression. How do you help folks like that?
Yeah, so it's actually in a similar way. I look at depression and helping with the brain chemical imbalance that is certainly there with depression. And actually with both depression and anxiety, I always want somebody to get a good physical checkup, check with their doctor as well. But then with depression, to me, it starts true because depression feels like hopelessness, right? Like I'm just stuck. I'm in this pit. Nothing's going to get better. That it starts with the belief and trying to help somebody understand there are things that I could do that will make me feel better. Maybe just incrementally, small steps at a time, but it will help. And if they believe that there's things that they can do that will help this to be better, that's a good first start. And then we look at similar things as with anxiety. We look at what are the thoughts that are keeping somebody stuck? How do we replace those with healthier, true thoughts, so that they're not ruminating on things that are truly negative in their life? And so moving the thoughts, then also moving their actions, what they can do to help themselves feel better. And there's lots of things that they could do. Again, exercise helps. Small increments of tackling projects, getting yourself out of isolation and reconnecting with friends. There's just lots of things that help somebody. And so it's just continuing to assign things that you're getting them to take these steps to try to help that depression.
Sure. Well, gosh, Mark, as a resident of Las Vegas for over 40 years now, I got to imagine you know a lot about this town. You've experienced a lot in this town. Tell me, what's your personal favorite only in Las Vegas moment that you've experienced?
Well, I would say in terms of only in Vegas moments, I would give several moments, but I think like for us, we've enjoyed hitting like the different cirque shows that are like, it's amazing that we live in a town that has all of this entertainment. Certainly hitting a Golden Knights game or the Runnin' Rebels, and those kinds of activities that you really can only do in Vegas that we enjoy.
Gotcha. Well, how about the things in Las Vegas? Because a lot of people when they visit here, they wonder how come we're not all living in the casinos. They don't quite grasp the way that Las Vegas is. And even when we move here, sometimes, like for instance, me, there were things like the lounge at the Pepper Mill that I didn't even learn about until 7 years after moving here. Right. So what are some of the quote unquote secrets that you enjoy the most about Las Vegas?
Yeah. Well, actually, one of the secrets that I discovered just a few years ago is it's just outside of Vegas in Boulder City. I love going out to a place called Hemingway Park. And at Hemingway Park, they have all of the bighorn sheep that come down in the afternoon and graze there. It's just pretty surreal to just sit. It's a beautiful view of the lake and seeing the sheep gazing there. But that's like, you don't think of that as Vegas, but it's here, Southern Nevada.
How about any particular favorite restaurants you enjoy in the area?
Absolutely. We kind of live in the Henderson area. So one of our favorites is a restaurant called Ventanos. It's my wife's and my favorite restaurant. It sits up on a hill off of Horizon Ridge and has a beautiful view of the Strip and all the Vegas lights, and great chef, great food. It's kind of our special place to go.
Nice. Very nice. Well, Mark, we certainly do appreciate your having spent the time with us here today. When folks want to reach you and learn more about either the counseling or the classes that you have there, how can they reach out to get that information?
Yeah, well, if you online, we're just renewinglife.net. And so they can go online. They could read all about us. And they could call our phone number, 702-434-7290. And we have front office staff that can help get them connected to help here.
Fantastic. Well, Mark, thank you so much for being with us on the program here today.
Thank you so much. I've sure appreciated being able to spend this time with you.
You bet. And for those of you watching today, thank you for joining us. As always, should you want to sell or buy a home here in Las Vegas, I would love to give you superior service. Give me a call, Rocky Dickerson, at 702-743-7625. Email Rocky@RockySellsVegas.com. And please subscribe to my video channel.